Hello, welcome, icons and future icons. It's Sean Kokoska with Icon Coaching. And let me just ask a question. Have you ever wondered how some of those agents are literally just blowing it up with Facebook? I mean, crushing it with their real estate careers because they know certain tricks, strategies, techniques that just help them identify and earn the business of the buyer and seller prospects in the marketplace today. Well, we've got a panel here of just experts, guys, that are going to pour into you, add value to you today with actionable items. Seriously, things that you can implement, deploy right now in your real estate practice to really generate those online leads through Facebook advertising and really just accomplish whatever the goals you've set for 2021. Now, with that said, I'm going to introduce our panelists. First, we're going to start with Maggie Parker. Maggie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, like you said, I'm Maggie Parker. I'm licensed in Ohio and Kentucky. My husband Brad and I are a domestic team here. We're in the greater Cincinnati and northern Kentucky area market. So I'm just excited to be here amongst all you champions in real estate.
And you were so kind to fly me up there to Cincinnati, and we gave a presentation just a few weeks ago to add value to realtors. And thank you for doing that, Maggie. You and your husband are just rock stars. In fact, you guys, her and her husband set up a helicopter tour for me in Cincinnati, and we got to jump on the helicopter and fly all over the city. It was so much fun. David Torgerson, we're going to you, brother.
Hey, I'm David Torgerson. I'm in Helena, Montana. I've been in the industry this will be 14 years. I'm with eXp. I'm a two-time Icon Award recipient, and just run a team. I've got 7 agents, the most amazing admin in the entire world, and very happy to be here. Thank you.
And just blowing it up all over Helena, Montana, man. Way to go.
Thank you.
Sean Policino, introduce yourself, brother.
Thank you, Sean, for inviting me. I live in Los Angeles, actually live in Calabasas, Kardashian country, if you've ever heard of them. Sell real estate. I have a team, about 5 of us. We work all throughout Los Angeles, from the north to the south, even into Orange County. Sold 36 homes my first year, and I've averaged about 35 to 37 homes a year for the last 16 years. So I just try to teach my team to be consistent, which is a really tough thing for agents.
Undoubtedly. And you're just consistently going along doing 3 transactions per month. And Facebook is a big part of what you get to do every single day. Now, the 3 that we've introduced thus far, well, guys, they're part of my team, not in the traditional sense of a real estate sales team or a coaching company for that matter. They're part of my community called Icon Producers. Okay. Now, we're going to talk a little bit about how you can become part of that community to where we can just add value to you and help you blow it up with your real estate career. And the next person that I want to introduce, guys, this guy, I want you to get your pen out. I want you to get a notepad ready, because he is a digital marketing genius. He's going to pour into all of us today. Now, Maggie, David, Sean, and myself, we're simply here to maybe add some color commentary, to ask him some questions, to drill deeper on something that Grant says, because we feel that maybe you need to just truly embrace that concept. So without any further delay, let me introduce Grant Wise. He's just, as I said, a digital marketing genius, and he's here to add value to each and every one of us. So Grant, take it away, brother. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, what's up, man? Thank you so much. I always appreciate and admire the opportunity I get to spend with you. And anytime I get to add value to your community, and I just can't tell you how much I appreciate it. Like Sean said, my name is Grant Wise. I am the president and founder of Whitley, an automated advertising platform built for real estate agents. And for the last near decade, all I've done is teach people all over the world, real estate agents all over the world, how to successfully grow their business using Facebook ads. And today, what I'm going to show you how to sell $1 million of real estate in the next 90 days using using Facebook ads is really a formula that we've been able to uncover over the last decade that allows everybody that we walk through this process to literally go sell $1 million of real estate in the next 90 days. I got nothing to sell you. I'm not going to keep anything from you. I'm going to show you the exact steps that the thousands of people we have personally coached have implemented to go out there and really grow their businesses in a big way with Facebook ads. At the end of this presentation, you will lack nothing. You will literally have everything that you need to go take what you learned from this, go immediately apply it, and start getting leads, start converting leads, and start closing the deals you need to get yourself to $1 million in production in the next 90 days. So please focus and pay attention. I'm going to show you some stuff. I'm going to share my screen if that's okay, Sean.
Absolutely. As you're getting that set up, Grant, I just want to put forward a very simple call to action for each and every one of you. See, many of you, you might be stuck, you might be struggling, or maybe you're producing at a very high level, and yet you want your life back. Here's what I'm going to ask that you do. I want you to engage in just a free coaching session with one of our Icon producer members. They're going to just pour into you. They're going to add value to you. No strings, no obligations. We have nothing to sell you. Okay. I want you to just drop me an email if you're interested in a 30-minute just free coaching session. Again, no strings, no obligations, no pitch, no close. Just send me an email. It's shon@iconcoaching.com. That's it. shon@iconcoaching.com. Do it right now. Request your free coaching session with one of our certified experts here in the Icon producers community. Make it happen quickly. And Grant, take it away.
Definitely going to do that. Definitely going to do that. I can't share my screen yet, so I'm going to start while you give me permission to do that. But today, guys, like I said, what I'm going to show you is how to sell $1 million of real estate in the next 90 days using Facebook ads. You're going to learn 3 very, very, very simple things. Okay. The first thing that you are going to learn is how to generate leads. Leads equal opportunity. That's it. That's all they are. They're opportunities. The leads are not closed deals. Leads are not contracts. Leads are not appointments. Leads equal opportunity. You get a name, an email, a phone number. And if you have the right systems to follow up with those people, hopefully you can turn that into an appointment, a contract, and a closing. And that's what I'm going to show you here today. But I want to make sure I reiterate, leads are not closed deals. They're just opportunities. So that's the first thing you're going to learn is how to generate leads with Facebook. The second thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to build a brand. A brand is very simply the relationship you have with the marketplace. This is a relationship-based business. So as we go through this process and I show you how to generate leads, I'm going to show you a little trick that we teach our clients how to use that helps them basically follow those leads everywhere they go on the internet to allow them to build a relationship with those people. And if you get this right, it will increase your conversion rate as much as 200 to 300%. Imagine going from 1 closing to 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 without having to generate any more leads than you typically are. This branding strategy will help you understand how to do that. And then lastly, how to convert. None of this stuff matters if you're not making money. Like at the end of the day, if you go out there and you generate a bunch of leads for yourself and you feel good about everything and blah, 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 if you're not actually making any money, this really doesn't matter. Like none of what I'm going to show you today matters. So I'm going to show you how to convert so that you can make money and how to make it in a very predictable, very sustainable, very consistent way so that you don't just go out there and generate $1 million and then that's it. You go out there. If I can show you how to sell $1 million, I can show you how to sell $100 million, right? That's what business is all about, is creating these predictable systems that you can repeat the success that you're having in one degree or the other, in one way or the other. And that's what you're going to learn here today.
Undoubtedly. Hey, by the way, real quick, David, Maggie, Sean, in that third category and how to convert the leads, that's where we're going to really focus in on adding value to this audience. Okay. So Grant, back to you, bud.
Awesome. So if you follow every step of this training, I promise you, you will be able to sell $1 million of real estate in the next 90 days. I've helped countless people do it. It's not a joke. It's not some crazy claim. This is a science. And I can stand here confidently today and tell you that after doing it for almost a decade, after doing it all over the world, and after doing it in thousands of people's businesses, this is a science. I'm not guessing. I'm not testing. There's nothing about that. This is a science. Follow every step of this, and I promise you'll sell $1 million of real estate. Please make sure you've removed your distractions, that you're focused. If you miss one part of this, it's like missing the most important part of a story when you look away. Like you cannot miss this because it may prevent you from getting the success you want. And lastly, knowledge is not power. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is actually powerless unless you take action with it, okay? Applied knowledge is power. So if you don't take what you learn here today and go implement it, it will not help you. It won't help you do anything. So please use what you learn. Quick thing, as Sean said, I have been doing this for the last several years. I've personally coached over 4,000 real estate agents, team leaders, and brokers to implement this strategy. I've helped sell billions of dollars in real estate, and I've spoken on most of the major stages that you would know today. I have spoken at Gary Vee stages. I've spoken on Inman stages. I've spoken on NAR stages. I've been all over the country teaching people how to implement this strategy. And the only reason people invite me to do that is because I help people get results. And that's all I care about, is helping you get results. It's a little bit about who I am. So let's dive into the meat and potatoes here. Step one, generating leads. I have a golden rule for lead generation. I want you to write it down. Always remember this. Give people what they want, not what they need. And I'm going to say it again. Give people what they want, not what they need. Where most real estate agents make a big mistake is they try to lead with their brand, with their pretty face, with their postcards, and with their all this stuff about them, me, with vanity metrics. None of that stuff matters. And I can tell you with great certainty that your clients or future clients could care less, okay? Give people what they want. We know they need a realtor. And before they need a realtor, they need a loan officer in most cases, right? So you're like third, fourth person in line. Give people what they want, not what they need. In real estate, buyers and sellers want two unbelievably simple things. They want to know how much their home is worth. And even more importantly than that, they want to know what types of homes are available in their area. Okay, if you think about Zillow and Realtor.com and Truly and all these major companies that have grown, what they've grown off the back of is the desire that a buyer or seller has. Even if I want to sell my home, I want to know what's available first. And so we tap into that desire. And this is a huge marketing lesson. It's a great lesson I learned from a book called Breakthrough Advertising, written by Eugene Schwartz. I think you can buy it today on Amazon for about $500. The point was, there are two things that you can leverage in marketing. It's desire or necessity. Where real estate agents, again, make mistakes is believing that they instigate these desires or needs. And it's actually the opposite. You have nothing to do with this. Typically, a desire is created or a need is created from a life event. It's triggered by job loss, job gain. It's triggered by got married, got divorced. It's triggered by had a baby, all my kids moved out. It's triggered by some life event that has absolutely nothing to do with you. Okay, this is why leading with brand sometimes can hurt you, because have you ever gone up to like a networking event or something like that and started to talk to somebody about real estate and the conversation just died? It seems like it went absolutely nowhere. Well, the reason is because they had no desire or necessity to discuss real estate. All right, so it's like on to the next. And so it's important to remember that. If you'll give people what they want, which are homes to look at available on the market, you will start reining in opportunity to your business. This is the number one way that Zillow became a multi-billion-dollar company. All right. They started here with listings. Then they moved to valuations, letting people know Zestimates, right? Whatever were they called. They moved to that. It was a secondary thing. Before somebody wants to know their home value, they want to know what homes are available in the market. So when you're generating leads, give the person what they want. Give them the data, give them the access. So here is an example, 3 different ads, all the same, homes list type advertisements that we are running today. Today's the 16th, June 16th, 2021. These ads are live today. And they're all so very, very simple. I'm going to blow up my screen a little bit so you can kind of go through and see them. So the first one is in Modesto, California. We've created a list of homes priced under $353,000. We use a collage image that you can create on a free tool called Canva. Go to canva.com. Just take images of properties that are available for sale on the MLS under a certain price point, make an image and put it into your ad. And we're running in this ad, it's a lead form ad. So when you go to create a Facebook ad, you choose your ad objective. You want to choose lead generation. So you create a lead generation ad, and just a general rule, make sure you check special ad category and then click housing. If you don't do that, your ad will get declined. But the reason this ad works so well, this is what we really started studying way back in the day. Like, how can we make this something that works no matter where we run it? And so here's what does that. The first thing we do is we call out an attention. So attention, Modesto. So, okay, well, I live in Modesto, right? That's the logic. That makes sense. We've created a free list of homes for sale priced under $353,000. If you look at the next list, priced under $190,000. The next list priced under $450,000. What we did and what you should do is go to the MLS and go to the stats and look for the last 90 days, what's the median price point of homes sold? It'll spit out a number. $350,000. 190, 450, 600, 850, 1.2, like whatever the median is, that's the number you want to use in your advertisement. That's what makes it scientific. Think about it like this. The median price point in the market is where all of the action is happening. That's where most of the buyers are. So what happens if you go above the median, you'll get fewer leads and your cost per lead will go up. The reason is because there's fewer people swimming in that pool, right? There's fewer people to create the opportunity. Now, on the flip side, let's say it's 450 and you advertise 200, same thing. The number of leads you generate will go down and your cost per lead will go up because there's fewer people swimming in that pool. Sean, what do you got?
Well, Grant, the first time you introduced this to me, and this was years ago, by the way, and I loved it, you called it the Red Rooster. Why'd you call it that?
We call this strategy the Red Rooster. This is a joke, is because this ad strategy will wake you up every single day with new leads in your business. So that was the concept behind why we called it the Red Rooster, is because it works no matter what. And literally every single day you wake up with new leads in your business.
Okay, so another quick question, because I'm sure people are wondering, these pictures of homes, are they the agent's listings or are they just listings they pulled from MLS? And if they're pulling them from MLS, do they need permission to advertise that picture?
That's a great question. Typically, if you have these listing assets, use your own. That's step one. I mean, for sure, priority one. If you don't, what we do is we actually pull from the MLS different images, but I like to ask if you would just text the listing agent, can I market a picture of your property to help sell it? Like typically you're going to get a yes. And if you get a no, go to the next one, go 3 or 4 deep. You will rarely spend more than 5 minutes asking permission to be able to use somebody else's images. So typically start with your own. If you don't get your own, then move to your team or brokerage. And if you can't get it within your team or brokerage, go outside of whoever's the listing agent on the property. Quick text, can I use it? Usually gets you all the permission that you need. I wouldn't encourage you to Zillow it and just use everybody's stuff because typically that gets people upset. So,
agreed. All right, thank you, Grant.
Awesome. So Facebook lead form ad, make sure you select the special ad category so your ad doesn't get declined. Look into the MLS, do some research, median price point of homes sold in the last 90 days. Use that number in your ad, and you can copy any one of these ads. And then use pictures from the MLS, create a free collage image in a free tool called Canva, and make that the creative. So what's going to happen is people they're going to click on this ad, and it's going to pop open a form with their name, their email, their phone number pre-populated. All they have to do is hit submit to get the list. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure that this is connected to some type of CRM. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is, if it's KV Core, whatever platform it is that you use, but you want to make sure that those leads are flowing into some CRM where there can be automated text and automated emails going out. And that's your safety net. Where we see a ton of agents fail is that they try to manually follow up with all the leads. It's impossible. You want to make sure that they're going into a CRM. And when that happens, a couple of things. You want to, in an automated fashion, email that person the homes list. Okay, so if you do 2 things, you can do a save search in your MLS, send yourself the list, and in the email you get from the MLS, it will be a hyperlink. Click it, and you can paste that, and that can be your link where you send people. Or you can do a save search from your website if you have the IDX integration. Same thing, copy the save search link, paste it in for the site to send people to once they give you their information from the Facebook ad. And that can be how you deliver that. And then as well, just put an email together. Hey, Sasha, thanks for opting in my homes list. Click here to access the list. Boom. Automation, it's done. You're not having to manually send anybody this contact list. It just perpetually feeds itself nonstop. So this is the #1 ad strategy we've ever ran, backed by millions of dollars in ad spend, millions of leads generated, millions of commissions earned. Okay, this strategy works every single place on the planet. We have ran it in the United States, in Canada, in Mexico, in Bali, in Germany, in India, in think of a country, like we've ran it in that place. Now that again, we go back to the principles. Why does it work? Well, it works because we give people what they want, not what they need. We give them homes to look at, which is the #1 thing that they want.
Hey, Grant, question came in from the group.
Mm-hmm.
What's the average daily spend that you recommend?
That is a great question. Typically, what we recommend is that you split your budget 60-40, whatever it is. If it's and to give you more direct, if you want to sell $1 million real estate in the next 90 days, start with a $300 per month budget. You're going to spend $10 a day. $6 should go towards lead generation. $4 should go towards remarketing. And I can elaborate on that further near the end. But if you do that, you should be able to generate the number of leads that you need to sell at least $1 million of real estate.
Fantastic. Thank you, Grant.
Yeah.
Any questions from the Icon producers? David, Maggie, Sean, how we doing?
I'm I'm just excited about this topic of Facebook ads. I have used this just organically, and I do have, kind of a reciprocity kind of ongoing permission with some other agents and areas that I'm doing. But, I remember back when marketing consisted of buying ads on grocery carts or, putting them in newspaper ads. So this technology is amazing. It's come such a long way in the last 7 to 8 years. So I'm excited about this. This is great stuff, Grant. Thanks.
Awesome. David, Sean, anything you want to add? Any questions you have?
Go ahead, David. I'll go last.
Oh yeah, I'm just soaking it all in. I mean, what you're doing is it's so simple and obviously so effective. And the only thing that I was thinking to myself, I'm like, why didn't we do this? Why haven't we done this yet?
Well, I'll tell you what, my personal number one key takeaway, give people what they want, not what they need.
Mm-hmm.
So powerful, you guys, so powerful. I hope that resonates with each and every one of you, and you'll change your approach if you're not currently doing this particular strategy to generate more and more leads through your Facebook ads. Sean, go ahead.
Yeah, I love what he said in the beginning. I agree with what you just said about give them what they want, not what they need. But I think it's most important, I want to hit home for everybody that's watching and the people that watch in the future, is that it's a recipe. What he's giving us is a recipe for $1 million in real estate in the next 90 days. If you go home and try to make bread and you leave yeast out, do you end up with bread? You don't. So you have to make sure we follow this. What I wanted to ask Grant is, how important is what's the difference between doing it organically like this, an agent doing it themselves, versus using a platform like your platform, Whitley or Boomtown or Sync? Is there going to be a different in the results? Is there going to be a different in the conversion, the nurturing, the point of first contact to the actual closing? What's your take on that?
To answer the question, I think you're asking, like, the difference between using Facebook ads as an example and then using like Whitley, which is the software. There really isn't a difference aside from the time savings and the elimination of technology struggle, because our software will actually just do this for people. So it'll build these ads for you. You don't have to worry about setting them up yourselves. I can't speak for, a Boomtown or any of those other types of providers. What I can say is that strategically, the reason Boomtown, Zillow, Realtor.com, any of these other types of sources, the reason that they are all working is because they are tapped into the number one desire of people looking to buy or sell a property, which is list of what is available, and which is, doesn't matter. I think it seems like you're seeing a lot of these things. You've seen this strategy work since the beginning of real estate, like as a career, as a sale, as a process, like all those types of things. They started as MLS books that everybody used to carry around. And then it led to the actual formulation of an MLS. Then it led to the Zillows, and then it led to all of these, the IDA. Like, you see, this has really just been a progression that dates back decades ago. Like, we've always wanted to see this type of information as a consumer. And that's why it's the number one lead generator, no matter what decade. It's just applied differently. If I ran radio ads today, or if I did TV commercials, or if I bought a billboard, I would send all of those people to get a homes list. I wouldn't probably even talk about myself at all. I would have a billboard out on 540, which is major traffic highway where I am. And it says, hey, get a free list of homes at nwahomeslist.com. Like that would be the bulk of the billboard. And I would probably generate more leads than anybody else that's ever used billboards, again, because I'm just giving people what they want. I'm not worried about the branding and all those types of things, but that's coming. Like that's about to be really important. And I can dive in.
That's great. What I hear you saying is you're sharing with us the magic sauce right here is what works.
Yes, 100%.
Hey, Grant, question came in from the audience. What is your typical conversion rate of Facebook ads or the leads generated through Facebook ads? 1%, 5%, 10% more?
So typical conversion rate historically right now for real estate agents with Facebook ads is 0.86%. What we're working with most of our clients to get to is 1 to 3%. So we see a lot of our clients, the numbers look like this: 100 leads should turn into 8 to 12 appointments, call, Zoom, in person. 8 to 12 appointments should turn into 1 to 3 closings. If you can do those numbers, it's wildly profitable.
And while geographically your expense per lead is going to be different, what's the average across the US right now? What is the cost per lead leveraging this Red Rooster strategy?
Average $3. We see some markets are below $1 right now, and some markets are $6, $7, but average is about $3. And that's pretty congruent based on price point. $100, 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, $1 million. Obviously, the higher the price point, the higher the cost per lead in most cases. But again, if you're tapped into the median price point, we're working in a market in California where the average price point is almost $800,000, but the cost per lead is $5, $6 because it's where the average turnover in the market is. So if you focus on the principles, the results will be pretty comparable no matter where you go.
Love it. Love it. All right, buddy, let's keep going.
Okay. So quick.
Oh, actually, Grant, let me just say one other thing.
Yes.
If you're a little bit maybe inside your head, if you're a little bit confused about what Grant's saying about, targeting checklist and this and that, and how to integrate that right into your CRM when a lead is identified, how does that come in? I'll tell you what, and I didn't intend to do this today, you guys, yet, Grant and I partnered up. We, in fact, Grant, you take over session 8 of a program that I wrote called Accelerated Breakthrough. And you pour into these people for 1 hour, and you give the keys to the castle to anybody who engages in this program, and you give them all access, unlimited access to all the digital training that you put forward, this do-it-yourself on-demand type training, which is valued at about $10,000, right?
15, yeah.
15,000, excuse me, I misspoke, and I've been telling people 10. It's actually $15,000 worth of free training. Now, this program is called Accelerated Breakthrough. It's 16 weeks of coaching and training. Grant does session 8 with us and for us and gives us access to his entire library of training, content, curriculum, and everything else. And guys, it's just $350 in total for 4 months of coaching, and you get $15,000 worth of Grant stuff plus another couple of $1,000s worth of my stuff for just $350, 4 months of coaching. If you're interested, go to iconcoaching.com, click on the products and go to Accelerated Breakthrough. Check that out, because that way Grant can just add value to you for years and years and years to come through this online do-it-yourself training, and you can get it all for just $350. So a little commercial, shameless plug. But I just felt, this is probably a good time.
You deserve it.
Yeah, there you go. I should add as well that you get unlimited support for free from our Facebook ad specialist. So anybody that has access to our training platform, we give you unlimited access. There's a little chat icon on the site. So if you ever need help setting up Facebook ads or struggling to integrate with your CRM or something like that, we offer support to everybody that has access to that library for free. And you can get that through Sean. So
no brainer. Okay, let's keep going.
Okay, so quick setup notes on the ads that I showed you. Again, use a Facebook lead ad. Make sure you select the special ad category and then choose housing, and then use the targeting that I'm going to show you. So we do something a little bit different in our ad targeting approach, maybe to most people, and we use a 2-tiered targeting approach. So when you go in to create an ad, you're going to see interest targeting that you can start to input. And the first tier is these 5 listed terms: homes.com, realtor.com, Trulia, Zillow, and real estate broker. Now, once you enter these terms, below that, there'll be a little text that'll appear. It'll say narrow audience. I want you to click that. And then we're going to move to the second tier of our ad targeting, which is these listed terms. Now, while you're writing these down or taking a picture or whatever it is you want to do, the reason we do that is because we're forcing Facebook's algorithm to go find us the most quality leads available by giving them one set of data and then a second set of data. And what they're going to do is they're only going to target people that match from both data points. So if we target Zillow, realtor.com, et cetera, and then we target for sale by owner, mortgage broker, real estate, mortgage loans, all these types of things, what they're going to do is they're going to say, okay, we've identified Dan from tier 1 is also in tier 2. We're going to target Grant's ads to Dan. Or we've identified Mary is in tier 2, but not in tier 1. We're not going to target our ads to Mary. So what they're going to do is they're going to go force their algorithm to find us the highest quality leads that we can find. this targeting list is a gold mine. I think there was probably a 2-year stretch where I've seen a lot of Facebook ad gurus come and go. We're literally selling this a targeting checklist. Some were selling mine. That's a different story. But it's selling these targeting checklists for like $30 or $100 or $500. Like, I've seen some crazy stuff. This targeting is without question the best general targeting you can use to find high quality buyer and seller leads. So make sure, again, I'm going to go back to tier 1, snap a pic, whatever it is that you want. And we'll make sure that I get this to Sean afterwards so you can take it if you want. And then tier 2, snap another pic. This is the targeting. So if you use the strategy that I gave you, the ad copy, the creative, the images, etc., use the lead objectives, the lead generation objectives, select the special housing category, use this targeting. There's virtually no reason on the planet that you shouldn't be able to turn this on today. It's only 12:30 where I'm at, and have leads coming in by the time you sit down to eat dinner tonight. That's how fast it goes.
Grant, I'm going to go into my ads right now and change it. I'm just add it. I'm going to tweak it right now.
There you go. Do it. Okay.
That's an area that's always puzzled me, is like, what do I put for targeting? It seems targeting, everything that I put in there gets kicked out. It says, oh, you can't do that.
Yes. And this is something, so HUD sued Facebook. Facebook said, we're going to change things for real estate. And they came out with a special ad category. Well, they gave us insights to that 9 months before they did it. So we got the notice day one, same time everybody else did. And we immediately said, we got to figure out what's going to work and what's not. And we went to work testing and testing and testing and testing. Now there's always the unknowns. Facebook is always going to do something extra that we are unaware of. But for the most part, a lot of our clients were virtually unaffected by Facebook special ad changes and the removal of zip codes and gender and all of those different types of things that they limited within the real estate category, because we had just tested all of these things before. So all these targeting terms that are listed will work within the confines of the special ad category. As those change, if they do, we update them. So we're working on this collectively. There's nearly a dozen people in our company. Their entire job is either support with Facebook ads or coaching on Facebook ads. So we have half a dozen people focused on this 40 hours a week individually. We're going to catch something if there's a change, and we're going to make sure that our clients do it. And so what you're getting today, guys, is very relevant information. It's up to date, it's current, which is really important to understand. So when leads come in, I cannot overemphasize how important it is that these contacts go into a CRM, not your cell phone, not an Excel sheet, not a Word document, not your college journal. Like, these people have to go into a CRM platform. It's crucial to your success. They should go into automated email campaigns, automated text campaigns, and automated call campaigns. That's really important as well. You want to make sure that they're in long-term email automations, they're in long-term text automations, and that there's a call strategy or a video text strategy or a social media outreach strategy, a checklist of steps that you're going to convert. And I'm going to follow up a little bit more at the end when we get into the third thing you're going to learn today, which is how to convert. But this is crucial. This is where I see people fail when it comes to Facebook ads, is not having the right systems in place to appropriately follow up. So that pulls us into step 2. We got leads coming into the business because we put some great Facebook ads in place. So now it's time to build a brand. Again, a brand is very simply the relationship you have with the marketplace. So we want to make sure we're building a relationship with the leads that we're generating. Remember what I just said. I did not say we want to make sure we're transacting with every lead that comes into our platform. No, I said we want to build a relationship. Don't ever forget me saying this. Relationships have taken me farther in life than Facebook ads ever will. And I'm a Facebook ad expert. But Facebook ads created most of those relationships. Okay? Your business, again, principally doesn't change. It's a relationship-based business. All Facebook ads are doing is giving you more opportunities to create relationships with people. Okay? That's very, very, very important. As leads come into your business, there's one thing that we want to do. We want to build what Facebook calls a custom audience. Essentially, this is an audience of leads that we've collected that we are now targeting with our advertisements. It's kind of like when you go to Amazon to buy a product and then you decide not to buy that product and you go right back to Facebook or Instagram, and now that product's following you everywhere you go until you go back in and buy it. Does that ever happen to somebody else? We can all raise our hands because I know it has. Well, that is called remarketing. It's the act of simply remarketing to somebody you've already marketed to. When the Amazon does that to you, it allows them to follow you again and again and again until you come back and buy their products. Well, hey, guess what? When a Facebook lead comes into your business, a buyer or seller, now, because you created a custom audience, and I'm getting ready to show you how to do that, you can market to them again and again and again and again until they decide to hire you to help them buy or sell a property. Okay, so step 2, we want to build a custom audience that would allow us to remarket to these people. So here's how we do that. So this is the back end of Facebook. If I come in here to the ads manager, I'm going to go to this little spot right here called audiences, and I'm going to click that. And whenever I get in here, I'm going to click the little green button that says create audience. And as this, a blue button rather, create audience, and I'm going to create a custom audience. Now, remember, we used a Facebook lead ad. So what we want to do is under Facebook sources, we want to check lead form as the source for where it's getting its data, the names, the emails, the phone numbers. And then we'll hit next. And then anybody that opened the form, I usually market to anybody that opened the form, even if they didn't give me their information, because then I can still keep remarketing to people that had engaged with me at one time. So I'm going to select my page, and then I'm going to choose my lead form. So I'm going to market to people that were in my NWA Homes list, and then you can market as many as you want, but I'm just going to choose that one in the last 90 days. And so I'm going to name this test
Northwest Arkansas, just so we all know, not Compton, California. Okay.
There's always one. There's always one that brings it up. Yes, that's right. Northwest Arkansas. Okay, so now I've created the lead form remarketing audience. I'm going to hit the create audience button, and Facebook will begin to populate this audience so that I can use it. So now when I go to do the next step, which I'm going to walk through, I can target these people that have engaged with my lead form. So as I collect the names, the emails, the phone numbers, I can now start marketing to those people over and over and over again, remarketing until they decide to hire me. So moving along to the next parts of this.
Hey, Grant.
Yes.
Just real quick, are you doing this every 90 days? Are you setting your calendar so that you're not missing anybody
Automated.
in that? So every 90 days you're doing that?
No. It's all automated. It's cycling through itself. You don't have to touch anything after you create the initial audience.
But like the next time you do this would be 90 days from now, because then you have a new set of.
No, it's the retention is 90 days. So if I collect somebody today, it will retain them in this audience for 90 days. And then when I collect tomorrow, retain for 90 days, and tomorrow retain.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically it's evergreen. You set it at one time, and then Facebook will do it for you. You don't have to manage it.
Perfect.
As leads come into your custom audience, guys, you can start to remarket to those people. So remarketing, again, is just marketing to somebody over and over and over again until they decide to hire you. And the way that you do that is with video content. So you're going to want to remarket videos to these leads to build relationships with those people. There are 3 types of videos I would recommend. So if you were going to say, Grant, what types of videos should I create? Here's 3 videos that you should create in the next couple of days to put into remarketing ads. First is an introduction video. Answer one question. Pull out your cell phone, hold it selfie style like this, and answer this one question. Why do you like to help people buy and sell property? That's it. And the answer should be 60 to 90 seconds long. Why do you like to help people buy and sell homes? That's it, with your phone. Second question, or second video, educational. Video content allows us to demonstrate our expertise so we can become an authority, an expert in somebody's mind. Well, people want to know if they're going to buy or sell a property with you that you're an expert. So the educational video that you should create should be this. What is the number one question you have been asked in the last 90 days? I'm giving you a moment to remember. Write it down. the number one question you've been asked in the last 90 days. Then what I want you to do, wearing a different shirt with a different background, I want you to answer that one question in 60 to 90 seconds with your phone, selfie style, just like this. Last video, a testimonial. Now, if you can't get a testimonial because maybe you're newer, do a second educational video. So you have one intro, two education. But if you have a testimonial, social proof is the greatest sales tool on the planet. We know that's true because every single person on here goes and looks at the reviews before they buy products. Okay. Well, if you don't think people are looking at the reviews of you, you are mistaken, right? Pay attention to your own purchase behavior. You want to tell somebody's story, or better yet, let them tell it themselves about their experience in working with you. Okay. That's the third video. Again, you can do it like this with them right here in the video. It doesn't matter. You can interview them. You can ask them to do their own selfie video. It's really very simple, but you want somebody else to validate the experience that a buyer or seller could expect to have with you. Those are the three videos that you should record. Okay. And then we want to put those into ads. Here's 3 examples of video ads. This is for Amy. This is a quick introduction about Amy, who she is and why she loves to help people buy and sell property. Boom, video 1. This is the Zeoli team, one of my favorite people to work with right now because of how much fun they are having with video content. These are the types of people that literally just take every word that comes out of my mouth and just goes and works. And they're producing a lot of video content, following this stuff to a T, and having a ton of success. And you should be on the call I get on with these people weekly. They are as giddy as can be because every single place they go in their market currently, somebody's tapping them on the shoulder and saying, I see you guys everywhere. It's crazy. You're right here in front of me. They've become local celebrities. This right here is just a really simple Q&A session for questions they're getting from sellers. It's that simple. Lastly, a testimonial. This is a quick, I believe this video is 2 to 3 minutes, but 2 to 3 minute professionally shot video about the experience that these people had with Virgil, another one of our clients. Okay. So what's happening is, sorry, I want to step ahead. We've got the leads coming into the business. Okay. They're going into a CRM and they're getting emails and texts and calls. And then they're going into a Facebook custom audience that I just showed you guys how to create. And what's happening when they enter that audience is the second they go back, those buyer leads and those seller leads go back to Facebook or go back to Instagram or go back to the websites or blogs rather that have the audience network hooked in, is now they're seeing these videos. So now somebody's building a relationship with you. They're building a relationship with these people all on autopilot. Okay. Think of this, and I know Sean's got a question, but I want you to think of this when you're thinking about video content, because I know a lot of you have an aversion to calling. Creating a piece of video content and promoting it is like cold calling 1,600 people at one single time. Okay? If you have an aversion to calling, which most people do, and I understand it, it works, I'm not dismissing it, but creating a piece of video content and posting it to social is like cold calling 100 people at a time. These videos all have thousands of views. It's like we've cold called thousands of people at one time. Okay. It's so powerful. Sean, you had a question.
Yeah. So when shooting the video, you want to go horizontal, not vertical, correct?
No, now we want to go vertical.
Tell me. This is the first I've heard of this.
Yeah, we're always looking and analyzing the data, but what we've seen is that content, especially through COVID, content that was shot more professionally, didn't perform as content that was shot more personally. So what I would say is if you're creating like branded content, which like edited content, a horizontal video shoot probably is going to be great. If you want somebody to take an action with you, doing it vertically is actually going to get better results. Over 96 to 98% of your content is going to be consumed on a phone. So if you shoot a piece of video content and you shoot it sideways, as you can see on my screen, it's only going to take up like a quarter or a third of the screen. But if you shoot a piece of video content like this, selfie style, and somebody clicks to watch your video or they're scrolling to see your video, your video will actually consume their entire phone screen, which means they have to focus on you for a second while they're watching your content. So that's why we've seen that, Sean, the data has shown us more recently that content shot vertically and optimized for mobile is being watched longer if it's not shot horizontally.
That is, I did not know that, and I'm learning so much, Grant. Thank you. Another question came from the audience. Can testimonial ads be 100% the client?
Yes.
Or should you be standing next to them?
No, 100% can be the client.
Okay, cool. Right on. Great questions coming from the group. Way to go. Anything from the Icon producers? David?
I just love this. This is just blending real life with automated technology, which is what we're trying to do with our team, and just trying to, just deepen those relationships with our clients. And I just think this is amazing. We've tried to use video. I used to just text prior clients, occasionally. I use Sean's, your coaching 66 days to a habit. So I've texted past clients, but what we've noticed that now, since Grant, you've said video is the way to go, we now text personalized videos to our clients, which is giving us way more results with responses and, just like you said, deepening those relationships.
This video that you see in the middle screen here, the Zieli team, is a father-daughter team in the Florida market. And they both did not want to make calls. Like, we were trying to get them to follow up using calling, and they just literally wouldn't do it. They're spending a lot of money on leads, but they won't call them. And so I flipped and I said, don't call a single one of your leads. I want you to send a video text to 10 people a day. That's it. And their first day, they sent 26 video messages, because those two, as a father-daughter, they just have so much energy. It's infectious. They light up when they get behind the camera, and they have fun doing it. But they sent 26 video text messages to follow with their leads their first day, and they locked in a $450,000 buyer agency agreement because of it. Okay, then they started falling in love with the process of doing video. So now they get to spend like an hour or two together every day. They have so much fun creating video content and just sharing love with the people that are in their database. And they're starting to pull buyers and sellers and contracts out of this base of people because they're having so much fun. Like, follow up, if it's not fun, it's not something you're going to do. I mean, we just be real and be honest. There's nobody here that's going to step out and force us to do something we don't want to do. The reason most people don't make the calls is because they don't want to make the calls. And if you can't make follow up somewhat fun for yourself, it's going to be really difficult for you to have success, not just with this process, but in general in real estate. And so I want to make sure that, we're always doing something that we can have fun with and we can make it fun. And we've just seen where, when your ads are literally all over the internet and people are seeing you everywhere they go, and then they see a personalized video from you in their phone as a text. I mean, it's really powerful.
No doubt. Well, guys, this is important. And let's get into the psychology behind this. See, 55% of your ability to really connect and influence an individual, it's based on nonverbal. Seriously, it's body language. Now, if you're sending a text, they can't see you. They can't even hear you. See, 38% of your ability to connect with people and influence them is based on inflection, use of pause, your rate of speech. And then 7% of your ability to connect and influence others is based on the words that we use. So again, sending just a simple text message, you're only leveraging 7% of your ability. A voicemail or a personal phone call, that's 38%. So a total of 45, right? If you want to leverage all 100% video is the way to go. And thanks for bringing that up, Maggie. Perfect.
100%.
Back to you, Grant.
Hey, Sean, somebody mentioned in the text there, what do you think about using video if you're out actually showing clients or you're with a seller and you ask them what they learned through the process, and you're doing not a testimonial, but hearing a consumer actually saying, this is what I learned through the process using Sean's services or whatever.
I think it's a great idea. Do it.
Right on. Back to you, Grant. Let's keep going, brother.
I won't make it complicated. Just yes, 100% do it.
Oh, by the way, this is what we get to do here at Icon Producers. Just focus on adding value to each and every one of you. Now, if you want to be part of that community, you can join our private Facebook group. Just go to Icon Producers on Facebook. Just make application to join the group. You'll be approved. I promise you that. And you're going to see all kinds of content there that's just going to improve the way that you think. See, because here's the simple point. Your business your production, your net profit, your bank account balance, gang, it's going to grow to the extent that you personally grow. And Icon Produce is a great way to help make that growth occur. So you can get a sense of what we get to do here. And it doesn't cost you a cent, just plug in. Okay, go ahead, Grant.
Love it. All right, last thing, guys. Step 3, convert clients. The most important part of all of this. Okay, so first we're going to generate leads. Second, we're going to build a brand through video remarketing. And then lastly, we want to convert clients. We want to turn your business into a client generating machine so you never have to worry about where your next deal is coming from. And I would actually love to know in the chat, how many of you would love to know where your next deal is coming from and not have to worry or wonder about when the next commission check is going to come? And I'm just be interested in the comments, but I'm going to move forward as you type. The goal when you bring more leads into your business and you remarket them is to generate appointments. Okay. We want to think about appointments as the front door to our business. Let's assume that you own a clothing shop. There's only one way people can walk through the front door or to buy your product is through the front door. Okay. Well, let's think of appointments that same way. There's only one way that somebody could come through your business and buy from you, and that's through the front door. That would be an appointment. All roads lead to a phone conversation appointment, a Zoom conversation appointment, or an in-person meeting. These are the most important things that you can do. So your calls, your texts, your videos, everything should drive people to meet with you via an appointment. This is where business gets done. This is where deals get closed. This is really important. Real estate is a very reactive industry. You guys are reacting most of the day to what people want, at least people that aren't necessarily the most systematized top producers, right? There's a lot of reaction in real estate and it can be hard to juggle. What has to happen is you have to set boundaries. You have to create consistency in your processes. And most importantly, so that you can fire yourself, okay? You have got to have an established way that you do things, because where people make mistakes is they will call and text and grind and do all these things to get leads to respond to them and to get them to want to do business and move forward and all this kind of stuff. And they'll go here and they'll go there and they'll go here and they'll go there, right? But there's no system that they're leaving behind for the people that will replace them. And most of you will want to get an ISA, a buyer's agent, a VA. You want to get somebody in place to set appointments for you from these leads. And you cannot do that if you can't show them how you did it. Sean, I know you got something that you want to say there.
Well, yeah, speaking to that, guys, we're doing another webinar 2 weeks from today. In fact, we do this with Icon Producers every other week, okay? And that subject is going to be how to build a team. I think the subject line is building a team, ? You're doing it wrong, okay? Because there is a formula to team building, okay? So plug into that. In fact, that'll be, the registration pages will be live here momentarily, but go to iconproducers.com, register for the webinar in 2 weeks, all right? Thank you.
Okay, so all your calls, texts, emails, videos should drive somebody to want to meet with you, okay? Your goal in your video content and your text and your calls and in your emails is simply to add more value than anybody else in the marketplace, okay? It's the number one secret in getting buyers. It's the number one secret getting sellers. It's the number one secret recruiting people to your team. Add more value to your consumer than anybody else in the market, and you'll win 100% of those relationships.
Hey, Grant, the quote that comes to mind is from Earl Nightingale. He says, "We are paid in direct proportion to the value we provide."
100%, 100%. So that's all you're trying to do. Everybody always says, well, Grant, what's my call to action? Or what's this? Or what's that? Or what's this? Hey, look, you're trying to get more appointments, okay? We're clear on the call to action. But to get more appointments, you have to win more relationships. So just try being a human being, okay? Just connect with people. Just add value, contribute, figure out what people's problems are and how your unique expertise can solve problems that they have. That's how you win business, okay? Relationships, again, will take you farther than anything else here. So focus on creating a relationship instead of this whole transaction mindset. It makes the process so much easier when all you have to do is just try to create a connection with somebody. Because typically you're creating a connection with people that already know, like, and trust you because they've been consuming your content. So just be yourself, right? Be authentic, be who you want to be. And in the very act of doing that, you'll start attracting people that are like you. It'll be really easy for you to create those relationships. Once you build a system like this, okay, you're going to go through a process of optimization. So you build the Facebook ads, you integrate it with the CRM, you create the custom audiences, you put the video ads in place, you got your calls strategy, your long-term email strategy, your long-term text strategy. So for the first 4 to 6 weeks that you're doing this, it's the most important. Okay. If you'll do the hard work here, you'll build something that'll feed you for a long time. The quote I want you to remember is systems don't fail, people do. Okay. So we're going to do a ton of work over a 4 to 6 week period to build a system. And then we're going to let it work for us 24/7, 365. You're going to go through a process of optimization. It's kind of like twisting the knob here, twisting the knob there, twisting the knob here. That doesn't sound right. I got to turn it up just a little bit. Or that isn't working right. I got to change that text. Or that isn't working right. I got to adjust that email. Or that call, I didn't say the right things. I'm going to change the dialogue, right? It's just making little bitty adjustments to the system that you put in place so that it will work in an optimal fashion. 100 leads should turn into 8 to 12 appointments, should turn into 1 to 3 closes. Those are the numbers. If you can do that, you can do this extremely profitably. So our goal as we implement a system like this is to identify what I call markers of predictability. Your markers of predictability are your cost per lead, your cost per appointment, your cost per contract, and your cost per closing. When you're spending your money on ads, you need to understand these things. If you do not, turn your ads off immediately. Get a grasp for the data, the numbers in your business, because these are the secret to growth and scale. Knowing what makes your business tick, knowing how you get customers. That's the number one problem plaguing every business owner on the planet. How do I get customers? Well, look, I just showed you a way that you all could get a ton of customers, but you've got to understand the math to make this thing really work and work well. So identify these things, okay? These numbers will show you exactly how you can grow your company and how you can sell as many homes per month as you would like to. And they will also show you the actions, i.e. the money you need to spend to sell $1 million of real estate in the next 90 days. Let's say you're spending $300 a month on ads and you're in it, $450 in ad spend, a month or so goes by, you close a deal. Well, that will reveal to us your cost per closing. So let's say you spend $450 in ads, you close the deal and you net $5,000 in commission. Okay. Your cost to get a closing, your cost to get a customer, your cost to get somebody to pay you $5,000 was $450. Well, look, if you want to sell 4 homes a month, what's 4 times 450? You want to sell 10 homes a month, what's 10 times 450? The math here will show you exactly how to sell $1 million. It'll show you how to sell $100 million. I think that's even what my next couple of slides say. So pay attention to this because it'll show you how to sell as many homes as you want. And again, a reminder, if you can sell $1 million from this strategy, you can sell $100 million from this strategy.
Right on, Grant. So tell us real quick about Whitley, 1 minute or less, because we're running out of time, but tell us about this marketing automation platform you've developed.
Yeah, Whitley is an automated ad platform. It runs ads for real estate agents. So you spend less time focused on ads and more time focused on generating new clients in your business. Everything I just showed you, our software will do for you. And if you want to try it, it's really simple. You just go to whitley.net and create a free trial account. You just enter your name, your email, your phone number, and you don't even have to enter a credit card. You just come in, try it for free. You'll be immediately connected to a marketing coach who will meet with you and help you develop a marketing plan based on what your goals are. And then they will help you implement that plan alongside our support team. So you definitely, if you want somebody just to come in and help do all this stuff for you or do it with you, we would love to work with you.
Awesome, Grant. Well, I just typed it in the chat, guys. It's whitley.net. And by the way, if you want a customized call with an icon producer, somebody who's been there, done that, who's already accomplished what you choose to accomplish, just email me directly, Sean, SHON, at iconcoaching.com. What I'll do is in a round robin, I'll just tell them, hey, call this person, text them, set up a time that you can get together for just 30 minutes. I want you to pour into them, add value to them, help them bridge the gap from where they're at today to where they want to be tomorrow. No strings, no obligations, guys. Just do it. Seriously, you have nothing to lose and a lot to gain. Okay, your business, your production, your bank account is going to grow to the extent that you personally grow. Thank you all for being here. David, Maggie, Sean, Grant, thank you all for just pouring into these folks, adding value to them. It's so much fun. So much fulfillment comes from it. Yeah. Way to go, guys.
Thank you. Thank
Doing
you
it
so
again in 2
much.
weeks, everybody. Sign up.
Thank
Talk
you.
soon. Bye-bye.
Take care.